Hello, Rockland Unified Teachers. This is Ryan O'Donnell, your Tech-TOSA, coming to you with a tip about how to be able to incorporate agendas in your Schoology. Many teachers have been asking about the calendar option and how to be able to not necessarily use the calendar for things that are due, but when things are assigned. And so I thought I'd walk with you with a neat little sort of tool using both Schoology and Google Slides to be able to show how to be able to use an agenda to be able to get this idea of posting and sharing with your users what you guys are doing in class that day or that week. So you can see here I have a dummy course created. I have a Spring View 7th grade math section created, and I have put in different units that I have, and each unit is typical to be able to have a folder for each unit. But what I want to have at the top of this is my agenda. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert something new, not an assignment this time. Some of you do assignments on a regular basis, but I'm going to do insert a page because I want that page to just stay there. Static page, not move anywhere. I'm going to call this my daily agenda. And I'm going to put my agenda down here. The problem though is that I don't want to necessarily go in here and change what we did today every single day. I'm going to show you a better way to do that. So I'm not going to put any of the content down here in the daily agenda. I'm just going to leave this blank for now and click create. Every time you make a new item, a new material, you'll notice it'll always put it at the bottom, but you can change them. I'm going to click and hold daily agenda, the words itself, pull it up, and there it goes at the top of my units. And I want to be able to train my users that if you ever want to know what we did in the day, this is where you're going to be clicking. But I now need to be able to make that my agenda. So what I'm going to do is open up Google Slides, and I have pre-done these ones for you. I've created one for each of the secondary schools. And so here's one I made for Springview. This is going to be a weekly agenda, you can see. And I have created a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday sort of calendar or table, if you would. And I've also made it at two different rows here, one called in class that we did and maybe homework. And within here I can type in the stuff that we did each day, went over reading, and what do we have for homework, pages 1 through 7 or whatever, and you can go on and on. I put on a second slide in here to show you some examples of things you can do. You could put basic text in here. You could also add a bulleted list as well. You could change the font size, you can include images, you can change font and color for emphasis, and you can even have built-in videos, and these videos would play directly within the presentation. Or you can even have this over here too on this Tuesday one. If you can look here, I've linked to something else, linked to a website, google.com, but think about it, you can make this link into anything. When you say bring syllabus back, I can right-click that and say change the word syllabus to a link. Now I can go search for, paste a link it says, or search, I could paste a link to the actual syllabus that I have in my Google Drive. Then what you can think here is your agenda shows the things and talked about what you did, but also it could be a one-stop shopping. Have your users know, go here and you can link to all the resources that you have. The nice part about this is we're going to put this directly into our 7th grade class in Schoology. Now many of you are familiar with the sharing option over here, but what I'm going to do is not share, I'm going to publish this on the left hand side. I'm going to go to File, Publish to the Web, and that's going to bring up another option here. I have two choices. I can link or embed, and this is key, and we're only going to need to do this just once. That embed feature is really nice. By clicking embed, brings up some choices. I can change the size of this presentation, small, medium, or large. I'm going to keep medium and see what that looks like. And it puts up a lot of this code here. By just clicking it once, see how it automatically highlights the whole thing? And what I'm going to do then is make sure it's all highlighted, and then I'm going to right click and copy this. Now, the next step, let's go back to that Schoology page that we had. I'm going to go back to that daily agenda. I want to edit this agenda, so that's the cog wheel over here on the right hand side. Since nothing shows up, let's go to edit page. Now here's something important. If I paste this directly within here, it's not going to work, because when I hit Save Changes, this is what the students would see. And that's not very good. We need to put this as an embedded object. So if I'm going to go back into Edit Page, I'm going to get rid of all that there. On the right hand side, you will see two dots, two different viewers. See this toolbar across the top? When I click on the switch to HTML, all of that toolbar disappears. And now I just have a blank box. If I right click and paste, now I'm putting the code in that. Like I said, that was the HTML editor. I can switch back to the visual editor and see what it looks like. Now I just have this big yellow, and you can see the size of this, it's quite large, yellow embedded object, which we know is that presentation, that slide. The magic is when I click Save Changes, then you're going to see, here's your ta-da moment, there it is. This is a mid-size Google presentation that fits directly within the Schoology page. The nice part is in the future, all I have to do now, if I go back over to my Schoology agenda, and let's say now it's Tuesday, did more things today on Tuesday, and for homework we have to watch this video clip, make that into a hyperlink. Now when I go back over to my agenda inside of the Schoology page and I hit refresh, watch what happens. Now comes the things directly on here. You never have to go back into your Schoology page if you keep editing your agenda. What I would do next then is after the week is finished, and you could always do this as a daily agenda as well. You could do one per day, and I'm also going to share those with you. What you would do is you're going to right click the, when you're finished with that particular day or that week, you right click it and you're going to copy and paste, or here's another tip, try this thing called duplicate slide. That'll make a direct copy and paste of it. You can see now I have two of the same slides twice. Then I'm just going to change the date over here. So now instead of August 17th through the 21st, now I'm going to do August 24th through the 31st. Change the content inside all of these ones. And then you will have one document that is a running total, a running journal of all of the stuff that you had done. So when I go back over here, again, all I need to do is refresh. And here is the most recent agenda of August 24th through the 31st. How do I get to last week's agenda? Down here and move forward. How do I get to the other week's agenda? Click and move forward. And that's a great way to be able to use this agenda to be able to communicate with your parents and your students about what you're doing inside of the class. And they can all sit, like I said, directly right there, train them to sit right there at top of all of your other units. This is your video tutorial on using agendas, and as usual, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop me a line. Thanks.